It's been a week. It's been a week since one of the greatest movies of our generation has come to light. Oh my gosh. Let's break it down. Godzilla X Kong came out and it was immaculate. It was divine. I remember I wanted to come home and immediately make this video because I don't know what they were smoking in there, but like I want some of it. Adam's like, what's the craziest thing I can think of doing? And I'm gonna do it. You had, and spoilers already, it's been a week, so I've already seen it 4 times. But you had Kong beating up other monkeys with a little monkey. You had Godzilla just like unprovoked. I am him. I am gonna kill, destroy whatever I have on sight, like gat, killing everything. He's like, and then nap, which is like I love because I've been rewatching all the Godzilla movies again, and one thing I realized is that like pretty much every Godzilla movie I've seen, or the majority of them, Godzilla's just minding his own business, just taking a nap, and then like something wakes him up. I think it was like in Space Godzilla, like a meteor hits him, he wakes up, like unprovoked. He's just like, I just want a nap. The man has been just destroying monsters to keep the natural order in balance. Bro just wants a nap. He's just grumpy. He never gets to sleep. And it's funny that he's in the Coliseum doing it. It's great. So, with that said, and then the epic big spoiler, Mothra comes back, which I remember seeing like little bit like people like leaking stuff, and like I wasn't 100% confirmed, and Mothra's back. It was great. And then not to top it off, the epic showdown. Zero gravity battle. Never thought I'd see giant monsters like literally floating in the air fighting each other. That was wild. It really took back to like the Showa era shenanigans, and just how crazy those could be. And don't get me wrong, I could definitely see other influences from other eras like Heisei Millennium. But like it was just absolutely bonkers of a movie, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. And sure, there are like little things you can nitpick here and there, but like for me, I love Godzilla. Even some of the Godzilla movies that aren't even that like I've maybe fallen asleep through. I still love, because like I describe Godzilla to me as like a marriage. There's gonna be things in that marriage that you may not love, or you may not like these versions of that thing, but you love it no matter what, and you stick through those hardships, the achievements, because you love this thing so much. And that's how I feel about Godzilla, and I will always feel that way about Godzilla. I mean, when I'm like I don't know, 80 years old, what in the 100th anniversary, I'm gonna like I imagine when I die is like the 100th anniversary. I'm watching like my final movie, and I'm like, ooh, my time has come, and I'm gone, right? But it was an incredible movie. I loved every second of it. But I will say I feel weird about it, because like for the longest time I have been a Godzilla fan, and I don't know many other Godzilla fans. In fact, I don't know any. Just like maybe a couple I've met randomly at like a movie or a convention, but like not in my personal life. Most people I know, it's like I've introduced them to Godzilla, and they're like casual fans. And it is kind of weird now that like, I even feel this after -1, that like we're into a point where like Godzilla is starting to really actually become a bit more mainstream. And like everyone knew who Godzilla was, yes, but like people don't know who Godzilla is. And I see all these heathen new fans who are like, ooh, -1, or I'm like, get out of here. Like I'm a hair like Chuck from Better Call Saul. I dedicated my life to this, like I've been on it. Like my Godzilla collection is just crazy. And I ain't trying to gatekeep. It's just that like there is a 70-year history of cinema with these movies, and like and it's crazy. I'm seeing people who like never even talk about Godzilla now, and look, I just want to like let you know that like there is so much history behind this big monster, and it's crazy, and there's just so many parts of it, and I'm like I don't even know where to begin, where to start with some of it. 70 years, that's a long time, the longest running franchise. And going back and knowing all that history, and then actually watching the newer movies, it really makes you appreciate everything. It made me appreciate -1. It made me appreciate the New Empire. Like it is And I don't even know where they're gonna go from here, because like we're entering this point in history of cinema where like some of the long franchises like MCU, DC, they're kind of starting to die off, and like a new era can take its place, which could be the monsterverse. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about it, because like a part of me is like, well, I want them to go out on top, because I understand that Godzilla has different eras, and those eras have to end at some point. And that's what I've always loved about Godzilla, is even if like it drops in viewership, I know Godzilla returns, but the thing about it is like the end of each era, I always felt ended on a high note. Like, the show ended with Terror Mad Godzilla, which was a great, crazy movie. Showa ended with Godzilla. Heisei ended with Destroyer, which was like peak movie, and like all these endings are like, eventually, and I'm kind of worried that like they're gonna milk it, like, maybe how the MCU has kind of done, or like DC tried to do. But then again, like Godzilla's been out a long time, and usually the people who make these movies are pretty big fans, and especially if Adam gets a hold of the next movie, like I think it could be good. It could be good, but there's a lot of things I want to see. Like people are saying like that Trapper could be Jet Jaguar, that'd be dope, or like, I mean, personally, my opinions, I think because Godzilla has been killing so many monsters on Earth, I think they need to go space. I mean, they hinted space monsters with Ghidorah. I think they should go a little more space or something like that. Or maybe a very ancient evil. Could be like Space Godzilla, Gigan. But then again, I know Toho has to like license the monsters to legendaries, so like we don't know what we're gonna get. And honestly, I was kind of newer monsters, original monsters, I didn't know how I feel about them. But like then again, I think about like every monster was an original monster at one point. And then there's some monsters that are originals and never come back. Like I love Titanosaurus. Like he never came back. Jet Jaguar doesn't really get much love either. I really need a Jet Jaguar in something, because Jet Jaguar is like, oh my god, that'd be so cool to have Jet Jaguar. But like, yeah, it was great. I saw the movie in IMAX, then like 3D D-Box, whatever, 4D. Then I saw it like, what else did I see it in? I saw it in D-Box again. I saw it in Screen X, which is the side screens. That was crazy. But like it's a great fun movie. And it really is a good time to be a Godzilla fan. And there's just so much good Godzilla stuff coming right now. After like so many years of like, especially 2004 to 2014, that 10-year dry spell, we're in a new era. And then, but like the part of me that worries me is like, eventually this era has to end, and then there's going to have to be a dry spell, maybe, perhaps, for a little bit. But I just don't know. There's a lot of great Godzilla things happening right now. New Mighty Morphin Godzilla comic, but X-Kong was great, and it was a fun movie, and just to have fun, it was literally a movie of like, this is the movie that I already made this movie when I was a kid playing with my toys, that's what this movie is. And it really just, when I think of like when I was younger and like going to watch a summer blockbuster with the family, this is the movie, like bringing that summer fun. Like, I guess it's spring, but like, you know what I mean? And it's great. I enjoyed it. I loved it. But then again, that doesn't say much for me, because I just love every Godzilla content, really, to be honest with you. So, but people I know who don't really watch Godzilla loved it. And it was hype. Godzilla suplexed Kong, which is a nod to like, he suplexed Ghidorah, I believe, in like one of the first movies. So like, and there was the pocket sand. Oh my, there's just so many like little jokes and references that like, and it's so interesting to see people that like I don't ever really see talk about Godzilla now. These like really big creators even that like I've known and even followed for a while talk about it. And because for me, for the longest time, it was a niche thing, and my goal now is to just educate as many people as possible on the big man himself. So that's all I can really do. That's all I can really say. I don't have much to say about this movie because I'm still like excited about it. I might go see it again for a 5th time, and like it might be a while before I can really just sit there and be like, oh, this is like good, and like actually break down the movie. I mean, all I can say is that like, yeah, if I have negatives, like sure, some things felt a bit rushed, but like then again, like you only have I only have like 2 hours to like really flesh out a movie. But I think the pacing was a little bit quick, but the monster fights were just epic, and that's like really what I came for. And even the human plot wasn't like, it was I was solid. There were emotional parts of it that I actually did get a little like emotional about, You know, Bernie's character is great. And also, the movie had great music. Great music. Twilight Zone, Kiss. Man, I love those songs. Anyways, I'm going to clock out because it's Friday, and go see Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. You're going to have a blast. Even if the movie thing is stupid, there's going to be parts that are at least entertaining for you. Enjoy.